Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back. I swear I am not this pale in real life. At least I hope I'm not. I haven't been getting outdoors very much though, so it's possible. Today, I hope you're having a good day, and today I wanted to liven my complexion up a little bit with some blushes. I've got 3 of these e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes that I thought it would be fun to show and talk about a little bit. People have been raving about these. They're supposed to be kind of like dupes for the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch blushes. And I've had kind of iffy results with them so far. I mean, for one thing, I got some pretty deep shades that are arguably way too dark for me. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys, but my main beef with these is that they're really pigmented, and besides just like being easy to overdo, it almost seems like it's impossible to not overdo them, at least for me. The shades that I have are 2 of the newer ones. I've got Copper Etiquette and then Bold Faced Lilac. And then I've also got this older shade, Bronze Bombshell. So the first one I'm going to show is Bold Faced Lilac. Ooh. And this is just it. Swatched out on the hand. You can see even like blending it out like this. I mean, it's still retaining so much pigment. But normally I do it. Normally I do them on my hand and then put them on, because otherwise they are just way too much. And this is like a very cool lilac shade. Okay, that's actually not turning out as bad as before, I think, because I'm like shearing it out a lot on my hand. See, if you just do the dot like this and then just kind of put your brush in it from there, then you get really a lot more concentrated. I think maybe also because I'm on camera and the light does wash me out a little bit, it's not looking as extreme as it looks in real life. That's funny. I came to like talk shit about these, and now I'm like, oh, actually they're really nice. But yeah, they're pretty pigmented. They've got a little bit of sheen to them, which could be good or bad depending on your preferences. And yeah, my application method isn't incredible. I'm just trying to sort of show you. Okay, so that's Bold Face Lilac. Okay, so I've removed Bold Face Lilac and reapplied foundation. And next up, I'm going to show you Copper Etiquette. So that's what it looks like on the back of my hand. You can see it's got a little bit of, not glitter, but it does have a little bit of sort of pearl or something in it. And this is I don't know, they call it copper, but I could almost see an argument for it being like a dark coral. I don't know. All right. Again, as I'm putting it on now, I'm like, actually looks pretty good. So yeah, maybe the goal, so maybe the key is just to really shear it out on your hand first. If you're kind of, especially if you're kind of fairer. I'd be curious to see how these work on someone with a richer complexion. I don't think I've seen anyone with like darker skin tone review these, but I could see it being good because, you know, these might actually show up. They're pigmented enough. And I especially wonder about this lilac one because, I mean, it's not like super, I mean, it's got white in it, obviously, because it's like a pastel, but it's not like super white base, so it might actually like read as lilac instead of just going ashy. But yeah, you can see like it's easy to like get out of control with these really fast. Like this is a second dot on my hand. And again, like on camera, I think it looks pretty good, but I think in real life it's a little bit much. But that's copper etiquette. And I do like this sort of burnished, warm tone. I like that it's not like a super girly color. It actually kind of matches this a little bit. Not totally, but all right. Okay, and just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to show it applied directly on the skin, which I don't recommend doing, particularly because you just get this, I mean, that's frightening. Plus it's really hard when you just do the dot, it's really hard to like not get the little patch where the dot was. So yeah, I definitely recommend using either the back of your hand or a palette. And honestly, it's a little bit annoying because then you have like shit on your hand and you gotta wash it off. So I don't know, it'd be nice if you could just apply directly to your face. I don't even know where I'm looking. Like, where am I looking? Where am I supposed to be looking? I don't know. I'm sorry. How about that? I'm looking everywhere and nowhere now. Okay. I also don't have my glasses on, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I am back, and I'm going to show the third and final color in my Liquid Camo Blush collection. This is the Bronze Bombshell. And I'm going to use this bigger brush. Well, no, for the sake of consistency, I'm going to use the same brush. And I actually picked this one up at Target a couple months ago, kind of by accident. I had seen the newer colors that had come out. There was the lilac and the copper, and then there was one other new color that they came out with. And I was like, oh yeah, that copper is kind of looking, the copper is kind of looking like sort of this, you know, like a terracotta kind of warm, neutral, something that I'm in the market for. And I was at Target and I was kind of in a rush and I forgot the name of the newer shade and I couldn't, and I guess they didn't have them at the time. And so I just saw this one and I thought it seemed a little bit dark, or not what I quite remembered, but I just thought this was the new one. So I got it. And it's pretty dark. I mean, it's a really beautiful, like rich reddish orange. I think it's a really beautiful color, but it is quite quite a lot. I kind of like this more as almost even like a bronzery vibe. Like putting it up around your hairline might be pretty. So yeah, I mean with this you can really see with my skin tone, there's just like this pretty sharp drop off between where the color ends and where my skin color begins. But I think it's a really pretty shade. I don't know. And I mean, the price for these is good. It's like $7, and you do have like a very large amount of product in there. Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on. Oh, sorry about that noise. Yeah, oh no. Yeah, putting this directly on is insane. Like, I'm not leaving the house with that. That's insane. No. So let me show them swatched out. Okay, let me show them. This is Bronze Bombshell. This is Copper Etiquette. See on the cheeks, these don't seem terribly different to me, but they are quite different on the swatch. And here's Bold Faced Lilac. So yeah, I definitely prefer a sheerer formula. Obviously some of they have a lot of fairer shades that would be more suited to my skin tone, but those were not as much of interest to me because I already have other blushes and other, you know, brands slash formats that were kind of those shades. So I definitely was interested in getting, you know, kind of a reddish terracotta, like more burnished Rufus looking blush. And then the lilac was a little disappointing. Like I was kind of hoping it would be more purpley, but honestly, like once it's sheared out, it's not that much different from a pink. Like obviously it's pretty cool tone, but I definitely was like wanting something, I guess, a little more like out there with the lilac. So yeah, they're not my favorite blushes, but the price point is good. And I mean, I'm going to continue to play with them and work with them. And, you know, there's always things that you can do, like, you know, say I put too much on. I'm going to use a different, I kind of like this bigger, like, jumbo brush for blending it out. Sometimes I feel like the angle can make it a little too, like, triangular looking, a little too sharp. But, like, to me, that's kind of too much. But I could do, you know, I can, but I could put some translucent powder over it to kind of tone it down, or even put some more, no, I don't know, that's not really working, but or or even put some more foundation over top of it. Another thing I've thought about doing actually is like mixing a concealer in. Let's see. And yeah, I mean, it might affect how it sits a little bit. Well, no, that's still pretty damn pigmented. Yeah, I don't know. But it's just a reminder that, you know, if something doesn't work immediately, try playing with other things that you have to see if you can kind of make it work before throwing in the towel. So yeah, I don't know. I'd give these like, what, B-, because price is good. They do last a long time. You don't really, I don't think you really need to set them with anything. I think they kind of have their own dry down, and they don't get like really patchy or crusty that I've noticed. It's just, my only thing is they're not like the easiest like beginner thing to work with. But I mean, for a drugstore product, I think they're fine. I think they're probably just as good as the Rare Beauty ones, just from my in-store swatches of those. And I had the same issue with the Rare Beauty, like when I swatched that in store, because I was looking for a red blush, and so I was like considering the shade, I think it's Grateful, and that was the same thing where I was like, that's just, I don't want something with that much pigment. But if you are looking for something with a lot of pigment, these would be a good choice. Yeah, I hope that this was in some way informative or helpful, even if it was a little disorganized. I have this like white, yeah, this is just a really dark shade on me. Maybe a summer shade. But anyway, thanks for checking out the video, and I might do like a tour of my full blush collection. I think I have like 16 blushes now. So, but yeah, I hope you have a good weekend and you're staying off the roads if they're icy.